Hello and welcome everyone to week number 2 of the Smite Oceania Pro League. Feels like week number 1 because we didn't get to show a whole lot of week number 1, but that's in the past. I'm Husey. Joining me for this broadcast is Moose. Moose, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing well, Husey. Good to be back, and good to have you back for some more casting this sport. Looking
Yeah.
forward to see how these games go. And as you said, it does feel a bit like week one because we didn't get to see the games last week. But we can't do much about that. And moving forward, hopefully we get some good sets today.
Yes, well, we've got a lot of interesting matchups. Our first matchup that we're going to talk about, and we're going to look at right here with these picks and bans, is Mingyus Minions up against Red Rocket. Mingyus Minions formed of the majority of the old Kanga squad from last split. They've moved on from that organization and taken over the Dials spot when they departed the Smart OPL. Red Rocket, composed of the former Servum squad that you guys might have recognized from the Cyber Gamer Pro League. So they're going to go head to head here, and first ban coming out of Mingy's Minions is going to be that Odin Hell taken away by Red Rocket. Hell, we didn't get to see it last week, but we saw it in the picks and bans and a lot of chat post game that Hell is just so strong right now.
Yeah, it just brings so much to the table. The cleanse very strong as well as the healing, not to mention her damage potential as well. And Odin just kind of annoying to deal with as well. So solid band so far, and you see the Chronos taken away. Another hotly contested pick, especially in OCE, as well as the Ravens. So pretty standard bands so far. I mean, as you said, Hell's kind of snuck into the meta a bit lately. So a bit more standard, I guess, for now. Be interesting to see what they decide to pick up here, whether it's that warrior frontline that I'm expecting. Although they go with the Toth here, first pick, which is interesting.
Yeah, they want to get Shred something that he's comfortable on. When you kind of think about this squad of Mingyu's minions, they have lost two members. They lost Galen and they lost Desecrator. And they brought in two players that are arguably upgrades. Especially, I think the case, I think with Mingyu, you could say that with a lot of certainty. But Shred, when he's played the mid lane, he's only shown kind of potential. He's never had a whole lot of time to work there in the mid lane. So I'm guessing that they picked the Toth here because they want to get him on something comfortable, something with some mobility, some crowd control, and obviously a whole lot of damage. Terra and Skadi, though, locked in here by Red Rocket. Skadi has been on a bit of a tear lately in competitive Smite, and especially in the 1v1 department. So Mingyu, the namesake of Mingyu's minions, is going to have to be very careful over there in that duo lane.
And not something you normally hear about Mingyu having to be careful. He's normally the aggressor, likes to really bully any other hunter in the lane, doesn't really disregards the matchup sometimes and just goes very ham and looks for those 1v1s. So Skadi, as you said, a really strong one in the 1v1 department. So that should be able to give Red Rocket the chance to really box Mingyu and maybe punish him for his aggression.
Yeah, well, we then see Erlang Shen and Ganesh locked in for Mingy's minions, and the Osiris pick in response by Red Rocket. And understandably, Osiris has seen some nerfs in the last couple of patches, but still, I would have maybe liked to have seen that above the Erlang Shen. I still think Osiris is strong enough to warrant that pick there, but maybe it's just a comfort pick for KO. The Ganesh, a strong support. At the moment, especially with Terra taken off the table, and now we get into the next stages of bans. We see Ram taken away by Red Rocket and Kamazots banned by Mingyu's minions. Hou-Yi, the last ban from Red Rocket.
Yeah, interesting they choose to take the Hou-Yi rather than the Anho. Mingyu played it so well last week, and I expect him to kind of pick it up here again, and it leaves the kind of last pick potential fairly free, unless Red Rocket decide to pick up maybe the Anho in the mid lane just to kind of throw them off. And then maybe go for like an Aokwang or something magical in the jungle, like a Morrigan or something along those lines.
They could pull the old T-Money strat and go Skadi in the mid lane, but I think they're going to stay away from that one. Honbite's going to be the jungle pick here for Red Rocket. A lot of crowd control, but this leaves their mage to the last pick here. I'm very interested to see what they're going to pair with that Hunbat, because Hunbat, he can completely disrupt a team fight, or he can completely just win it for his team. Nemesis now locked in for the side of Mingyu's minions for Envision Eyes in the jungle. A lot of mobility there for that Nemesis pick, but gonna suffer a little bit here against the Red Rocket squad. A lot of crowd control on the side of Red Rocket. She could be picked on by this team that's come up from the Challengers Cup.
Yeah, and that's the downside of Nemesis, right? She's really strong when she doesn't have the potential to have a Shield of Retribution taken away. Once that hard CC hits, though, she gets into a real spot of bother, and against a Hunbats and now a Morrigan last pick, so a double Hunbats ult is probably going to be coming out pretty regularly, and that's going to really be a tough matchup for Envision Eyes, but he knows how to play it fairly safely, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, I like this Morrigan pick. You know, we saw her kind of taken advantage of a lot at the both the Cyber Gamer land and at the Smite OPL land, but still just provides so much versatility, not only with her ultimate, but with the stealth, with the amount of damage she can output, and the fact that Mingyu's minions got Toth, and then we could see the Morrigan turn into Toth for if you know you need objective secure on the side of Red Rocket. As you said, you could go the double Honbart's ult as well, double Skadi as well, which means you get double dogs. So it's very dangerous, this Morrigan pick.
Yeah, but it does mean that a lot of the responsibility is going to be on Endless to provide that burst damage. Hunbat's great for bursting people 1 or 2 targets down, maybe during that ultimate, but Ganesh is just so strong. If he manages to get his silence off before Hunbats can engage off a blink or something along those lines, it's going to be a rough time for him.
It is indeed. I think the Ganesh is where I think Red Rocket can really pick on the side of Mingyu's minions. Not the safest support. We've seen a lot of Ganeshes get picked on, both in the SPL relegations and in last week of OPL. I think Taurus guys need to be very careful with that pick.
Yeah, and Tori, not known for his passiveness, let's just put it that way, likes to be very aggressive, likes to be trying to set up and looking for ganks as often as possible. So, as you said, Red Rocket are able to punish him. You already seen proxy start here from KO and Envisionize, but Red Rocket not letting it go for free so far.
Yeah, yeah, the Red Rocket need to play very aggressively here early to contain the side of Mingyu's minions. You said Tori's not known for is known for his aggressiveness. I think all of Mingyu's minions is.
Yeah, they actually see First Blood there, falls the side of Red Rocket, so they punish Envisionize for that early aggression, and he falls on that proxy. But they won't lose too much as a result. He should be able to get back and get a decent amount of farm, but a good early start punishing that aggression out of Red Rocket. Out of Mingyu's minions there.
Unfortunately, it looks like we've got some technical difficulties here, folks. I think I've been put into stasis jail, so we're going to go to a short break and try and get these issues sorted out. Don't go anywhere.
Hiding in the bungalow, she felt so young. The night she was much younger than the other. Feeling like a prisoner there in the light. She stood, she knew they couldn't miss her. And then they took her, so walked over life dead. You wrote to me, 'cause she wanted me. She kept quiet, they kept beating her. They felt sad for her, but an order is an order. She was a prisoner there in the light. She stood, but she knew they couldn't break her. And by the shore, the bombs were falling with the snow. You wrote to me, 'cause she wanted me. You wrote to me, 'cause she wanted me. 'Cause she wanted me. This is Ellie. This is Ellie.
Alrighty, everyone, we should be back in game now. Looks like my smite has decided to work. Yeah, so we were just saying how Envisionize was punished there for trying to start that proxy start with KO, taken out by Red Rocket, and a lead in the solo lane for Abs Pro. He's already, you know, he's on that Osiris, so he's probably going to have a little bit of a better time up against this Erlag Shen, a level lead with the experience of gold that comes with. It's going to be very difficult for KO to deal with.
Yeah, but if you want anyone to be a little bit behind, you don't mind it being KO at this stage. He's such a good farmer in that solo lane that he should be able to make up the difference. He managed to pick up the small fire elementals earlier on his way back out from that proxy farm, so he mitigated a little bit of that lost experience, managed to get his own blue buff as well, so not too troubling for him at this point.
Over on the left-hand side, Tori's guys taking a lot of damage here, already forced to pop the magic shell. Split push nearly taken down there. Sprint pop now by the side of Red Rocket. Mingyu dealing some return damage, but there's a whole lot of minions there for him to deal with. Tori, we said before, he's going to get punished on this Ganesh unless he can kind of, you know, pump the brakes a little bit and not be so aggressive. And Red Rocket looks exactly like their duo lane look exactly like they know what to do about Tori's guys.
Yeah, dealing with him well so far, although taking a decent amount of return poke, and Mingyu not afraid to fight here.
Mingyu's never afraid to fight, but he's out of mana, he's very low on health. Split Push has got his dog there to help him out, as well as Destiny. Got a lot of healing with that Monolith from Terra. So at this stage of the game, I don't really think that Mingyu's minions should be looking to fight here on this left-hand side of the map. I think the matchup very much favors the side of Red Rocket, and it's up to Mingyu's minions to really kind of mitigate the lost farm rather than try and fight.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the passive coming to play here for Jingwei, so Mingyu's not going to lose any farm from this, so Mingyu getting poked out isn't a massive deal. It's if Tori has to back, then he's going to lose a lot of farm, and he's taking a lot of poke here from minions. He's, just get out. Luckily that Red Rocket had backed there and didn't just kind of hang around and see if they could get a pick, but he'll be okay for now.
He's going to stay around here for an extra wave, the Zatman Syndrome we called out. Hopefully doesn't get caught out here. If you're a Mingyu's Minions fan, but he does provide a lot of extra wave push to Mingyu with that one, giving him some extra power. Over the right-hand side, Envisionize and Abs Pro fighting it out. Envisionize actually used his ultimate here, but Abs Pro standing strong at his minion wave, forcing Envisionize back. No rotation here from the rest of Red Rocket. They're just focused on their speed buff. They've got such trust in their solo laner for him to be able to hold his own.
Yeah, Abspro, one of those players who kind of made a transition from jungle to solo lane and having a really good time of it so far, not really backing down against any of these more established solo lane players, and you can see a rotation out of Red Rocket here. They're looking to gank this solo side yet again.
Well, yeah, they know Envisionize's ultimate's down. They know he's used a lot of mana and a lot of health. There's a shield coming out of Envisionize. He burned his beads as well. Tori Skies, along with KO, going to poke out some damage, but nothing doing here for either team. Good work there by Mingyu's minions, stopping the gank attempt. Now they're going to try and secure their own speed buff here, but Strive and the rest of the Red Rocket crew could look to steal this one away. Not enough damage coming out though so far. Shred, charging ultimate, managed to hit Destiny here with a lot of damage. There's the ultimate out of Endless. A lot of damage right now for Red Rocket coming down onto Mingyu's minions, but Destiny so low here. KO just off the mark there with that pin. No kills coming out of this engagement so far, but Endless, a clutch stun. Here comes Abs Pro with the ultimate. Tori, so much damage, and Strive is going to be able to pick up the kill.
Yeah, we talked about Tori Skies getting punished, but he just kind of split from his team, but Endless here, caught trying to farm, Envisionize just unable to get the final hits yet, has that speed buff, should be able to chase him down.
I was going to say, will Endless be able to get the decoy, but he will not. Envisionize picks up a kill, so a 1-for-1 trade there overall between these two teams, but I feel like it was very much more in Red Rocket's favor. They were able to get, basically they played very aggressively, and It's less in terms of golden experience. I say that winners, more in terms of kind of the pace of the game and establishing that they're not afraid to take this fight to Mingyus Minions, one of the kind of more highly rated teams in Oceania.
Yeah, it's good that they're not intimidated, but unfortunately they're now falling behind in experience, and you've got Shred, who, as you said, they wanted to pick him a nice, comfortable god. He's now got a 2-level lead already on Endless after Endless forced back to base with that death, so it's going to be rough times for this Morrigan. Morrigan can afford to be a little bit behind, but can't afford to fall so far behind that it becomes irrelevant.
Well, Toth as well can't afford to fall. Toth, more than any other god, I think, in the mid lane, can't afford to fall behind because he more than anyone relies on getting farm, getting stacks, you know, building up that passive to get some extra penetration and just getting items to get damage. And Vision Eyes in the mid lane here, no ultimates used, but just completely caught out by the side of Red Rocket. So much CC coming out of that Terra that it's just impossible for him to get away, especially when his dash gets blocked. Strive actually hits Tori Skies there with the Mystic Monkey. Pheno Evil ultimate coming out as well. Tori Skies getting punished here for wandering without a ward, and Strive very quickly finds himself 2 kills, and Red Rocket, they're looking towards his Gold Fury.
Yeah, all of a sudden things swing around a couple of picks, and that's all it takes, and they should be able to secure this Gold Fury. I don't see Mingy's minions really contesting this. Shred just kind of clearing up mid lane. They might not even know what's happening. He's kind of rotating now, but it might be a little bit too little too late.
Yeah, I think they know what's happening, but they're just not prioritizing going after it. They don't have the forces in the area to really contest that effectively, with Envision Eyes coming out of base after being picked off, Mingyu and Shred having to farm their lanes as well. And I think that was a sensible choice as well there for Mingyu's minions. If they went to fight there, they'd lose out on some farm in the lane, and they'd lose the fight as well unless they managed to get basically everyone over there to fight. So really difficult situation there for the minions, and Red Rocket just playing really well so far. Really impressing me, actually, with how well they're playing. We saw them in the Cyber Gamer Pro League, and they actually fell to... I think they split with the former Mingyu's minion squad when they were known as Kanga in the regular split, but lost them in a tiebreaker. So the fact that they have improved so much is should be a really encouraging sign for them. Shred chucks out an ultimate over there on the right-hand side. Abs Pro. Too much health though at this stage of the game.
He manages to escape for now, uses that Laurel of the Underlife to get away, took the damage regardless. Nice ultimate from Shred, just not quite enough damage online just yet to pick up that kill, but I like that rotation. They know Gold Fury's down, so they immediately go to the solo lane, try and get some pressure for KO so that he can kind of fight further in this mid game and be a bit more of a bully, even though he's a little bit behind for now.
Oh, split push there, stealing away both the Oracle Harpies after Mingyu has done most of the damage to him. Gotta be feeling really down about that is Mingyu. A rare kind of play from him to allow something like that to happen. Usually he's very much in control of this left-hand side of the map back when he was on the side of the Direwolves. You know, maybe it's just time adjusted to a new team and to new players, but yeah, that's a pretty significant blow in terms of farm, especially when you're so close here between these two ADCs in terms of level and gold.
Yeah, it could also be to do with the balance changes recently. Hunter builds have kind of changed a little bit, maybe just expecting to do a little bit more damage a little bit earlier compared to previously, but not enough stacks on that Devourer's Gauntlet just yet. And no power spike, a smaller power spike from Ninja Tabby, so his basic attack's not hitting quite as hard.
Yeah, but the amount of value you get though from Devourer's Gauntlet after they're fully stacked is huge, especially with a Jingwei who is going to be doing area of effect basic attacks when she pops those explosive bolts. So and the ability of her to clear her wave means you can see right there she's able to stack it very effectively. So once this Jingwei comes online, it's going to be very difficult for Red Rocket to deal with because Jingwei is very versatile. It's just in previous times it's taken her so long to get to her most effective stage. Mingyu fighting one-on-one here with split push, but there's the ultimate out of Skadi. The dog doing so much damage. Airstrike comes in from Mingyu. He's going in for the kill here. One more basic attack will do it, and he will get the solo kill here onto split push. There's the old Mingyu confidence we're used to seeing.
Yeah, doing exactly what we expect of him, not wanting to shy away from any 1v1 fights. Picks up that kill, picks up the advantage in his lane now as well. And you mentioned the AoE basic attacks. Not only are they AoE, but I'm assuming he's going to build into probably Poison Star and Wind Demon and Deathbringer. Seems to be his build of choice lately. And that's just going to be so much crit chance. It's almost 100% crit chance once it's fully leveled, that too, the bolts. So it's going to be doing so much damage to everyone on the side of Red Rocket, not just for the single target like most hunters do.
Red buff taken now by Mingyu's minions. Portal Demon and the Fire Giant have spawned here, so Portal Demon going to be looked at a lot by these teams, I imagine. It looks like Mingyus minions are actually making a rotation over there early now, although it could be just exploring what's going over here in the soul lane as Abspro's taking some damage. KO knocks him up. There's the Terra's Blessing, and KO actually misses with his ultimate, but it's alright. He forces out the Lord of the Afterlife from Abspro, so an ult for ult trade. In fact, 2 ults for one here between these teams as Decimate pops that Terra's Blessing.
Yeah, decent win for Mingyus minions. They'll take those ultimates for free pretty much there. Just KO's ultimate, not the biggest of ults to use in exchange, so they managed to pick up their speed buff, and maybe they look for this Portal Demon now. As you said, it's spawned, and I'd like to see them go for it, get this objective control going.
But they're looking over here on the left-hand side. Decimate going to root Mingyu in place, forcing out the dash. The Oracle Harpies. Mingyu doesn't want to let these ones go to split push this time. Walls from Terra not going to be effective, and the Oracle Harpies will fall to the side of Mingyu's minions at a very important time, as well as the Gold Fury will be spawning in about 30 seconds now, and so establishing vision over that objective is very, very important. But it looks like Mingyu's minions are going back to this Portal Demon. They really want to try and force this objective. Mingyu is fighting 2v1 over here on this left-hand side against Split Push and Destinate, taking a lot of damage from the dog and from Destinate. Great work there by Split Push to pick up the kill, and Abspro has completely prevented the rest of Mingyu's minions from taking out this Portal Demon, so not even getting an effective trade for that kill onto Mingyu. Strive looking for Tory Skies here. They're trying to see if he's poking his hat out where it doesn't belong, but Shred in the area means that they can't engage on the Elephant.
Anyway, Scotty will be able to most likely pick up this tower, at least get a decent poke on it. Not quite enough minions there to really get it in, but yeah, just a really good controlled aggression out of Red Rocket so far. They're picking up this objective. Scotty will be able to pick this up by looking at things with the help of the dog.
Oh, Tory, completely CC chained there. Excellent work by Red Rocket actually combining the Monolith and the Fear No Evil, preventing Tory from going anywhere and just allowing free hits from everyone on Red Rocket onto that helpless Ganesh, who is not very tanky at the moment, only having just starting to pick up the Heart of the Urchin. Portal Demon, though, being contested here. Terra's Blessing again popped by Destinate just to get Red Rocket over on this side of the map very quickly and preventing Mingyu's minions from doing too much. And this is a really nice style of play out of Red Rocket. This intense amount of map control and pressure that they're putting onto Mingyu's minions.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there with the map control. Despite somewhat of a defensive ward setup that they have, you can see that belt kind of across their buffs, just on the top side of their buffs. And they don't need these deep wards, but they're understanding when Mingyu's minions aren't on the map where exactly they will be, because they have their own defensive ward structure. They know that they're not being invaded on. They know they can be a bit more aggressive in that mid lane and really push forward and look for these picks. And the map control just so far is, as you said, really impressive. And they're now looking towards this Portal Demon.
Well, it looks like Mingyu's minions are going to try and contest this. And yeah, Red Rocket with that ward coverage know that it is going to be an invasion of the minions very soon, and they back away from that objective. Mid lane, we got 3 members here of Mingyu's minions, just clearing and helping Shred to get some more stacks. Destinate hanging around the corner, pops a ward down, immediately spotted out though by Mingyu's minions. This Portal Demon has really become the center of attention between these two squads. Neither team allowing the other one to take it for free.
Yeah, just the usual dance around this Fire Giant pit, Fire Demon pit as well, Portal Demon. Split push pushed up quite high here. Mingyu's going to find him in the jungle.
He's going to try and take this 1v1 trade. Airstrike comes out, the dog as well, but no kill there for either of the ADCs. But now, Red Rocket, they've got a free access to these Oracle Harpies, and they'll take the vision, they'll take the gold over that side of the map. And this, you can see the ward starting to become a little bit more aggressive now from Red Rocket. You were talking just before about how defensive they were. They're starting to push their wards into Minions territory. Gold Fury being started up now by Red Rocket. Already 50% HP here. Looks like Taurus Guys and Mingyu want to contest this one, but I think Red Rocket are happy to take this fight. Over in the solo lane, there's a gank onto Abspro, but here comes the Terra's Blessing. Taurus Guys again being locked in place by a combination of Strive and Destiny, and they're going to take out the big elephant. Mingyu dashing away. Oh my goodness, Shred nearly took out Destiny. KO will finally pick up Abspro on the right-hand side with help from Envisionize, but it's a 1-for-1 trade across the map with Destiny nearly falling here. And good work here from Mingyu's minions, able to prevent Red Rocket from taking this Gold Fury.
Yeah, they trade 1-for-1, but Abspro falling there to that double rotation means that Mingy's minions can kind of look for this portal dam despite not having the vision. Red Rocket a little bit too low to really contest at the moment.
Well, Endless could potentially come in here and try and steal it in his stealth mode, but it'd be at the sacrifice of his own life. And I think he's going to leave it a little bit too late. Yeah, he is. He's not going to be able to get that one. And that allows Tory Skies to walk straight through the portal and join up with the rest of his team. And so finally, Mingyu's minions grab themselves an important objective in this one, especially this portal team, which they've been very much prioritizing in the last 5 minutes.
And they don't really lose anything in exchange. Sure, Tory Skies falls for the 4th time, but we spoke about Ganesh being punished, and it's happening so far. Not only is Tory Skies being a little bit too aggressive and getting caught out without the support from his team to really back him up, but at least they're getting something out of these picks, and Red Rocket's overextension into the Mingyu's minions jungle. So all in all, if you're giving up Tory Skies for a Portal Demon and a pick on a pick on Abspro, I'm calling worth on that one.
Yep, yeah, definitely. You're always happy to trade your support for objectives, especially when your support is Tory. He has kind of taken over the mantle from Gruff of being this sacrificial lamb for his team. Gruff now moved into a coaching role with Legacy, so I mean, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to be the support that feeds, and it's Tory.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's got to be a thing in OCE. You always have to have at least one support that feeds the brains out, right?
Exactly.
And
I'm just glad it's not me.
yeah,
Mainly because I don't play support. I just feed though.
Yeah, no, it's tactical feeding. It's all part of the game.
Yeah, I'm just making someone else's day better by giving them lots of kills.
Yeah, especially you're a well-known name, so
Yeah.
It makes them feel even better on top of
Yeah. Especially when they don't realize how bad I am. But Destiny gonna pop that Terra's Blessing there, and a great flank here from Endless to Strive. There's one Pheno Evil, there's the second one, the combo you were talking about, and Shred's already fallen down. And Visionize though will trade Destinate out. Strive taking a lot of damage, gonna jump away, and here comes Abspro. A lot of damage now onto the Mingyu's minions. And Visionize forced to dash away. Taurus Skies taking a lot of damage yet again. He's gonna try and dash away, but Abspro is chasing him down. Drives and split push in the mid lane there. Going to be pushing this minion wave up, and then they could potentially be looking for this gold fury, and it looks like that's the direction that Red Rocket is looking.
Yeah, KO's still here to contest, no ultimate available, but might be able to get in there and steal it with a pin if he times it right. But Abspro, not having any of that, going to walk up to him and just make sure he can't get in there and do anything.
Yeah, he might sacrifice his own life here. Mingyu going to try and steal it himself, but a great ice there from Split Push. Actually, look at KO doing so much damage here. Well-timed Aegis from Split Push will keep himself alive, and Strive jumping away, and now KO is the one that's in trouble. Here comes the damage from Endless, and down goes KO.
Yeah, massive damage out of that Dark Omen combination, and yeah, despite how much damage KO got off, he might have prevented them getting the Gold Fury as Shred. Oh my god, that was some damage right there.
He gets a kill, but Red Rocket get the Gold Fury, so Red Rocket technically come out on top of that one. Shred almost could have got a triple there, seeing how low Abspro and Split Push were as well, but just unfortunate timing there. He still gets one. It's not even that unfortunate. It's just unfortunate in the context of the situation he was playing in.
Yeah, a solid effort to try and either steal that away or punish them for standing on the Gold Fury for too long, maybe toggling the aggro just a little bit off, but at least get something out of it. That's kind of going to be the aim of this game, is even if you lose something, get something back, and Mingy's Minion's doing a pretty good job of it so far.
Oh,
this mid-tier 1 as well.
Yeah, Shred dashed under the tower there to get his stun. Fortunately for him, was not punished for it. If you take a look at the graphs, you can see the experience is about even between these two teams, and you can tell that from the levels as well. But Red Rocket, after that Gold Fury, sitting at almost 3,000 gold in front. And really, you can see that the most probably in the solo lane, where Abspro's got a few more items on Care, and in the jungle as well, Strive getting towards his 5th item, while Envision is still working on his 4th.
Yeah, a little bit of a dance around mid lane here and over the blue buff.
I suppose it's 3rd, actually, because of Mumba's Mask. Envision Eyes caught out here by the Fear No Evil out of Endless, turning into the Hongbart. There's Strive's Fear No Evil as well now, and he's finally going to pick up Envision Eyes. This 2 Fear No Evil combination is nasty from Red Rocket, and now they're diving the tier 2 tower here. I really like this aggression, this confidence from Red Rocket, but they're going to pay for it here as Mingyu gets 1 kill. Aegis from Shred will save his life for now. So Red Rocket, they get a kill, but they pay for it with their lives. Mingyu going to try and fight 2v1 here. Airstrike comes out. Not going to be able to find the kill on the Destiny, though. He's going to be chasing it. Here comes Split Push, though, so Mingyu needs to be very careful with what he does here. KO chasing down Abspro, trying to get the kill onto his opposite number. He's not going to find it.
A lot of split fights at the moment, and really good peel from Mingy's minions to kind of get rid of Endless and Strive diving towards that tower, as well as Abspro. So they managed to kind of clean up on that overly aggressive. You said you liked the aggression. I liked it as well, but got to know when to pull off as well.
Exactly right. You've got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing the next 2 lines, but you know what I did? Is I cut my losses short. I knew when to stop, and that's what Red Rocket should have done.
You've controlled yourself well there, Hezzy. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Usually I'm not so good at that, but today I am.
Let's have a look at the builds. Well, there's a bit of a lull here. Jade Emperor's Crown has found its way into the meta pretty strongly on supports, but Tory Skies went for the Height of the Urchin first. Only really managed to get 2 stacks on it so far, and once he has it stacked up, it'll be a really effective gold item, but a little bit greedy, I guess, out of Tory Skies, looking for picks.
Yeah, I agree. I don't. At the time when he was building it, he was already 0-2 and 0. By the time he had it finished, he was 0-4 and 0. No assist on the board at all. So very unfortunate for him, as Endless gets absolutely obliterated there by the side of Mingyus minions. So there's the Morrigan off the table. There's one of those Honbat's ults off the table. That's almost as filthy as a double Saket ult, like we saw Obey Alliance do at the Spring Finals. Portal Demon now started up here by the minions. Abs Pro taking a lot of damage as Split Push gets the solo kill there onto Mingyu. Abs Pro taking some damage, but Tory Skies again caught out here under 50% HP, locked in place by Destinate and Strive, but Envisionize is chasing after the Honbats, so maybe Mingyu's minions can come out on top of this one. Maybe Tory will live for once. Sprint now popped by Red Rocket as Split Push is holding to his namesake and getting the Split Push over on the left-hand side. Portal Demon falls aside of the minions. There's Shreds ult and he picks up Strive. Now it's just Destinate and Aspro left to try and run away from the minions.
Meanwhile, Split Push is split pushing.
Yep.
It's a big surprise there.
Yeah, really holding true to his namesake. Managed to take down the tier 2 tower on the left-hand side. So even though they lose the Portal Demon there, they maintain their gold lead and even extend it a little bit to about 3,800. Experience is slightly in their favor at around 1,000, so not too much in the level discrepancy there. But the gold is really going to start taking effect soon, especially once Red Rockets start to fight as a team. What really allowed Mingyus minions there to come away with the Portal Demon is the fact they picked up Endless before the fight happened. If Endless was there during the fight, that would have gone Red Rocket's way, because that was still a very close fight between the two teams, despite the fact it was a 3-on-4.
Yeah, you throw another Fino Evil in there, or a Final Judgment maybe, if he maybe starts to look towards this Toth, who's now got his own book stacked, as well as the Spear of Desolation, so a huge amount of burst damage, as we saw. Strive just eliminated with the single shot out of the ult there from Shred. So it'll be interesting to see. Does Endless now transition towards a more damage dealing mage during his ultimate, or does he stick with his Hunbats and just look to disrupt?
Well, I think that I think the disruption is just too important at this point. They're getting so many kills there. Like, you think about it, the amount of time that a Fino Evil lasts for is incredible, especially when you double stack it. Like, the amount of time you take out someone from the fight, it's so hard to replicate with anything else.
Yeah, if you chain it correctly, around 4 seconds minus diminishing returns. So it is crazy in a team fight. 4 seconds of control in team fight is just, that's at least one person dead.
Yeah, 4 seconds of being pushed in a direction not of your choice is pretty intense. KO now taking a lot of damage here, but pops his ultimate and gives himself some health. Mingyu, though, caught in a little passageway here, gonna take a lot of damage himself. There's the Aegis, but the dog is chasing him down, and an excellent stun there from Destiny. Here comes one Fino Evil, that's Endless there, transforming into the Hunbach. Ultimate comes out of Envisionize, but it's not enough damage right here. He's gonna fall now to Destiny. Taurus Guys forced to run away, as well as he and KO are both very low. Strive blinks forward and finds one. Mystic Monkey and Abs Pro jumps in. Endless is gonna be the one to claim the kill here. Tier 2 tower should be the objective right now from Red Rocket. Fire Giant is up, and they could potentially look for this one after they take the tower, as it's only Shred left up. But it looks like they might even be pushing in here for the win, because the next spawning member of Mingyus minions is Taurus Guys in 25 seconds. Only Shred left alive here. If Red Rocket played this one correctly, they could end the game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they go for it, if they cut. Split Push takes a lot of poke from that evade and punish, forced to Aegis as well. They get the mid Phoenix, but thanks to that poke out of Shred, that safe poke that Toth is able to put out there, they force them back, and they won't be able to end just yet.
They might still be able to go for the Fire Giant. Could be a little bit of a risky call Shred, though, doesn't have his ultimate up, and if someone's left on zone duty, or at least it's basically like scouting for where Shred is, so he doesn't manage to somehow get a miraculous steal with his Hieroglyphic Assault, it should be fine. And it looks like they are just all in committing for this Fire Giant. Shred not going to get there in time, and Red Rocket take the Fire Giant along with the middle Phoenix. So Mingyus Minions basically fallen off a precipice here. Over 6,000 experience behind, and 6,800 gold behind as well as Fire Minions now going to be having to be managed in the middle lane.
And fighting into a Fire Giant buff, let's not forget that part
Exactly.
as well. 5-man Fire Giant for Red Rocket, looking really scary and showing up against this pretty well-established team, other than Shred. I mean, everyone was in the OPL last split and performed really well.
Yeah, Shred was in OPL Split 1, has been consistently in the OPL as well, so it's not like this is a team of unknowns on the side of Mingyus Minions. I mean, they came second at the CGPL LAN, they came fourth at the high-res LAN, so, you know, it's a pretty established cast of characters here. You know, Mingyu as well, very tenured player, so, whereas Red Rocket is, when you look at the names on this list, Split Push has played in the OPL before, but not the most storied career, not the longest career there. Endless has subbed for a few teams. Destinate, been on a couple teams, but not for very long. Strive and Abs Pro, people that have come up from the Challengers level. So Red Rocket, you know, not the same, not the familiar faces that we usually see in OPL teams. This is kind of new blood in the scene.
I think the best thing about Red Rocket is they were kind of a team that they threw themselves together when a lot of players were kind of looking for team and OCE, and they kind of just went, hey, let's create a team together. Why are we all just looking for team out there when we can maybe form a team ourselves? And they've worked really hard over a couple of splits. They're now in the OPL, and now they're taking it to arguably one of the favorites in this split.
Yeah, well, given the Diables being out of the OPL and how well they've performed at LANs, safe to say that about Mingyus Minions, but Tory Skies, he is not safe in any sense of the word. Shred being chased down right now by Abs Pro deep within his own Titan pit, but a good stun onto Abs Pro will do a lot of damage. Magic Shell comes out and gives everyone a little bit of a health buff. The right-hand side Phoenix is going to fall down here to the side of Red Rocket. It's on 2 HP, but Split Push will finally get it. KO taking a lot of damage, but so is Split Push and Vision Eyes forced back. Mingyu taking some damage here. Damage just being traded back and forth between these two teams. And really, Red Rocket come out on top there. They don't lose any members. They take down Tory Skies, and they take down the right-hand side Phoenix. Portalim's right there for the asking as well. They take down this objective. They go back to base, full health, push Fire Minion waves in, and that'll be that. I'm predicting that's how it's going to go now, Moose.
Yeah, it should be kind of routine from here, and it'll take something special out of Mingyus Minions, or something a little bit off from Red Rocket for this game to go any other way than that. Just such a large lead now. Tory Sky is unable to really do anything on this Ganesh at this point. He has the Emperor's armor, but it's not really going to help at this stage. Most of those tower objectives off the board now, so yeah, a good pickup, but maybe a little bit too little, too late.
Yeah, I don't know how Red Rocket could throw this game. Maybe if they all stand in line for Shred's ultimate or something like that, and then just take tower aggro. I don't know. It's a very dire situation right now for Mingyus Minions. We actually saw Shred there pick up a purple pot and has made it actually just to give himself a little bit of extra damage at this point, because he knows this is pretty much going to be the last stand here for Mingyus Minions. KO stunned out and already down to around 50% HP. He's going to dash away. Middle Phoenix has respawned, but it's going to be immediately taken back by Red Rocket. Tory Skies popped his ultimate out. There's the ultimate out of Shred. That did a lot of damage here. Mingyus Minions need to all in here, but a great ultimate there out of Strive is going to pick up KO. Now Tory Skies taken low. So many low members here from Red Rocket after that huge ultimate from Shred, hitting 3 people, but it's not enough right now. And Mingyu's going to fall down as well with 2 members of Mingyu's Minions down and everyone very low. Red Rocket, this is their opportunity to go in for the kill. You're going to look for the left-hand side Phoenix now. They should be able to get it.
Yeah, and you can see the pickup of Emperor's armor to Destinate here, kind of counteracting Tory Sky's own one, but they still take a decent amount of poke. Shred gets aggressive here, trying to force them off this Phoenix. Manages to do so for a couple of seconds, probably not for too much longer though.
Yeah, well, he's got to go back and manage his Fire Minions right here. Going to try and hope that Envision Eyes and Tory Skies can pull off something miraculous over on this left-hand side, just to delay them long enough for Shred to get back there, but I don't think he's going to be able to with the amount of Fire Minions coming into the base right now. Red Rocket should honestly just ride away with these and look to end, but they're going to back off here, play it a little bit safer than maybe I would have preferred, but, you know, they've been making all the right calls so far. Can't really doubt them.
Yeah, I mean, KO is about to respawn. Mingyu's only 5 seconds away now. They possibly could have ended, but as you said, if Shred hits a couple of members, even with a hieroglyphic assault at this point, he probably finishes off those low targets. And
Yeah.
you don't want to throw. When you've got this position, you don't want to throw. You don't want to be too cautious and allow Mingyu's minions to kind of creep their way back into the game, but no reason to fully commit there to the Titan, even though it was so low.
Yeah, well, speaking of top, you can see Shred on the player damage charts at the top there by a lot, 28,000. Next highest is Adro on 22,000. Red Rocket now, though, going to be starting up this Fire Giant. Should be able to get this one for free.
Yeah, that'll fall. Mingyu's minions, knowing they can't really contest that. If anyone gets picked that far away from base, it's going to be a really rough time for them to hold it all. If they're going to lose members, they need to be losing them under the Titan in that final stand.
Yeah, need to be getting as much structure damage onto the side of Red Rocket as they can to give themselves the best opportunity, although at this stage of the game, it's not looking too great for the side of Mingyu's minions. And now we're going to see Red Rocket finally pushing down this left-hand side. Should be able to get this Phoenix here. Emperor's Armor, Destinate doing its job. There's the ultimate out of Shred. Only hits Split Push here, but does take him down to about 50% HP. He's dashing in there, looking for Split Push here. Invisionize is trying to chase him down, but the Aegis will save his life. As Pro diving in. Great Pheno Evil, and Strive will pick up Shred. There's the second one, and Endless with the Pheno Evil is huge. As Strive's got a double kill. Split Push picks up Mingyu, and what was originally looking like a great fight out of Minions is completely flipped on its head by the combination of Strive and Endless. Strive with 3 kills in that engagement is going to lead his team here to a Game 1 victory over Mingyu's minions.
13-2-8 Hunbuts. Get me out of that game, please. I cannot stand being up against it. Hunbuts ahead, let alone a second Pheno Evil coming out every 90 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Really strong effort from Red Rocket there. Take down Mingyu's minions and a solid Game 1 performance.
Yeah, the double Honbad Salt was huge there for the side of Red Rocket, really exploiting it to its full advantage. No real response from Mingyu's minions. I mean, and we saw how close that game was there at the end, with Mingyu's minions almost able to win that last fight near the left-hand side Phoenix. I think just a little bit too over-aggressive at the end there, trying to push forward to get these kills onto Split Push. Should have just taken the win of forcing Red Rocket away, but they overexposed themselves, strung out, not close enough, not grouped up, not going on the same targets, and that's what caused Red Rocket to take the win there. We're going to go to a short break, guys, and we'll be straight back with game number 2.